Alrighty, welcome back. Let's hop right on in to part four, where we left off. All right, intro to the flow of food, part four. What is the flow of food? Flow of food is the path that food takes through your operation. It begins when you buy the food and ends when you serve it. You're responsible for the safety of the food at every point in this flow. Many things can happen to it. So please write this down. The flow of food are as follows: purchasing, receiving, storing, preparation, cooking, holding, cooling, reheating, and serving. You will need to know that for your test. Cross contamination. It can happen at almost any point in the flow of food. So, the most important way to prevent cross contamination is to keep raw and ready to eat foods away from each other. So pathogens can be transferred from one surface to another, and that's called cross contamination. The definition of cross contamination is when pathogens are transferred from one surface to another, and that will be a biological contaminant if cross contamination happens. Most foodborne illnesses happen because TCS foods has been time temperature abused. Remember, TCS food has been abused anytime it remains between 41 degrees under 135 degrees. This is called a temperature danger zone because pathogens grow in this range. Most pathogens grow between 70 degrees and 125 degrees. Actually, it's between, yeah, it's 70 to 125. So make sure we'll just correct that from 70 to 125 instead of 70 to 135. That is when food is at its peak of pathogens growing at the most. The longer food stays in the temperature danger zone, the more time pathogens have to grow. Food is being abused whenever it's cooked to the wrong internal temperature, held at the wrong temperature, cooled or reheated incorrectly. Please write this down. If food is held in the danger zone for 4 hours or more, you must throw it away. Common ways to prevent cross contamination: use separate equipment for raw and ready to eat foods, clean and sanitize before and after task, prep raw and ready to eat food at different times, buy prepared food, avoid time temperature abuse by monitoring, using tools, recording means recording the times in which you check the temperatures and how long food is holding, time and temperature control, and corrective action. In order to keep food safe, you must control the amount of time it spends in the time temperature danger zone. That requires monitoring. The three important tools you will need to have is a thermometer. I'm sorry, the most important tool you'll need to have is a thermometer. There are three of the most commonly used ones. All right. The biometallic steel thermometer is the most common. I will find you a picture of a STEM thermometer. It checks temperatures from 0 to 220 degrees. It's useful for checking during the flow of food, such as receiving, Check a food in hot or cold holding unit. Measure temperatures through its metal stem. Insert into food up to the dimple. Useful for checking of large or thick food. You always want to make sure they have a calibration nut, easy to read, the markings, and a dimple. Thermocouples and